So I think I'm gonna dedicate this. I'm gonna dedicate this to Thomas Obry. Put his YouTube channel right here in a quick little screenshot or whatever. I saw one of his YouTube videos pop up on my Instagram, and this is and I think I'll call him an associate. I think that's what I'll. Thomas Obry is an associate of mine that I know through a friend of a friend, and he is in his senior year, if I'm not mistaken, his senior year film school over in New York City. And him just doing a video just made me decide to be like, you know what? Just put the camera on. I think that one of my biggest flaws as a filmmaker is that if I don't feel like doing something, I won't do it. I have to be in the proper mindset. Well, I'm in the improper mindset of being led by my emotions and led by the serotonin of wanting to sit down and do something the right way. And pretty commonly as filmmakers, we find ourselves alone a lot of the times doing things, recording things, working on projects, pre-production, figuring out how to make this all work, right? And because of that, I've stalemated myself into not making content for years. That being said, Thomas Obry made me think about something, and he's not the only person that's made me think about this. And it's this thing of like, I need to talk about my movies. There are 7 videos maybe right now that are blacklisted. They're unlisted on my YouTube channel here on this YouTube channel specifically because they go into a much further in depth, and they are very much me talking at a wall essentially, and it just being filmed and me talking about future projects and things that I want to do. But I think what this channel is going to look like moving forward is a hybrid mixture of polished thoughts in a well-spoken form, but also taking you guys through the process of what I'm actually doing. What am I doing? I am an aspiring filmmaker. My only credential film that I have is as a DP for my good friend Christian Cochran's film, The Tape. That was in 22, if I'm not mistaken. And now we're going on 3 years since that film, and I haven't done anything else. I've been a part of 3 developments of a project, and previous to that, 2 of them, they kind of just like nothing ever really came from that. Four, they're kind of in development stalemate at the moment. And nothing is wrong with that, but that makes it where it's like, as a filmmaker, I don't have anything to show my work. I don't have anything that I can be besides The Tape and a couple of other choice projects, and nothing of my own. Nothing that I'm like, man, I did that. I made this idea. It was so cool. I put it together on paper. It looks great. And I don't even have a YouTube channel of full-blown content that, hey, I put together video after video. I made the video, I edited the video, I made the thumbnails, I did all this. Like, my body of work is scarce. And I've been doing this for the last 6 or 7 years of my life, give or take. Pretty much a third of my life has been dedicated to film and video and photography and things of that nature. And if you really want to get down to the nitty-gritty of it, over half of my life has probably been dedicated in some shape, form, or fashion to me having something to do with media, having something to do with the creative arts in some shape, form, or fashion. Over half of my life. So that being said, I want to start creating content on this page and making it where you can follow the journey per se. And I can talk about some of the things that really make up me as a person. And before, I wanted to do them in a super overdone, polished way with, I've got a 4K beast of a camera. What is it? And lighting and all this other stuff and everything. And I'm still trying to do some of that right now. Shouts out to Dad. He put all this stuff up for his own setup of what he does here in this room and whatnot. But I just can't find myself to do it. I'm going from not knowing how to ride a horse to leading the charge of a medieval army in full battle gear on horseback. That is a giant set of steps that you just went over. And that is something that's been told to me often the last couple of months of, I'm missing steps, right? I'm missing steps. This is a journey of, I want to be a filmmaker. This is my journey of being a filmmaker. And on top of that, I'm trying to do this in a very particular manner and fashion, right? I'm very stubborn. I'm very hard-headed, and I grew up and was indoctrinated in a culture that certain things don't make sense to me. Certain things I refuse to do, some out of ego and pride, some out of ignorance, and others just out of principle. But it's all prerogative at the end of the day. And this is my self-expressed journey. I bought this phone literally for this very reason. I bought this phone and I said, let me go ahead and splurge out and get this particular phone with the highest end specs so that I can make content creating and make it easy. And I've had the phone almost a year and I failed to make content with the phone. So we're making good on an old promise and moving forward into 25 and spending the next 10 months really trying to get to a place where I can independently move the way that I want to.